What's going on, guys? My name is Mighty Duck, and in this video I'm going to show you how I spent over 200 days completing a Johto living dex in Minecraft Cobblemon. If you've never watched my channel in the past, you should know that I'm no stranger to completing these types of challenges. A few months ago, I posted a video where I completed the Johto living dex in Cobblemon, and in the comments section of that video, a lot of viewers asked me to do a Johto living dex next, and suggested that I complete the challenge on the same world. So that's exactly what I did. Over the next 200 Minecraft days, you're going to see how I caught, evolved, and battled some of the most iconic Pokemon the franchise has to offer, all on my way to completing the first Johto Cobblemon living dex challenge ever. Here's how it went. Getting started on day one of the challenge was slightly different from what I'm used to. In previous Cobblemon challenges, my first order of business would be selecting my starter Pokemon who would accompany me on this long and arduous journey I was about to embark on, but seeing as I'll be completing this challenge in my existing Cobblemon world, there would be no such option. Instead, I'll have to earn my starter Pokemon this time around by finding and catching it in the wild. The decision on which Pokemon that would be, I left up to you, the viewer. It was an extremely close decision, but in the end, Totodile barely beat out Cyndaquil after almost 4,000 votes. I'm watching you, Chikorita haters. Once I'd made my way to the largest swamp biome I could find, the hunt for my starter Pokemon could begin. Sometimes I feel like Johto doesn't get enough love, so I'm curious to hear from all of you. What's your favorite Pokemon from Gen 2 and why? Let me know in the comments down below. Since Totodile is an ultra rare spawn, this first hunt could take a while, so now would be a better time than ever to quickly go over the rules for this challenge. If you've seen my previous living dex video, all the same rules that applied in that challenge will carry over to this one. In order for the living dex to be complete, I'll have to have one of every Pokemon captured and displayed in National Pokedex order in my PC at the end of the challenge. Meaning, if I catch a Totodile and evolve it into a Croconaw, and then for Alligator, I'll have to then catch another Totodile and Croconaw for the line to be complete. Similarly to the previous challenge, I'll once again have to collect a bunch of variants, this time in the form of Unknown. Unknown has 28 different variations, each one representing all 26 letters of the alphabet, as well as one for an exclamation mark and another for a question mark. I'll also be keeping the rule of not being able to catch or use any Pokemon that doesn't originate from this generation or the Kanto region I've already completed. This means Pokemon such as Happiny, Wynot, and Osrill are off limits for catching and evolving into their later stages as they originate from regions outside of Johto or Kanto. Since this is a continuation of my previous world, I'll have access to all the items and materials I've gathered, but I've limited myself to only using Pokeballs for the first portion of this challenge to make it a little more difficult. This means I won't be able to use my Ultra and Quick Balls as well as my Enchanted Pokerod just yet. I'll also have to find or craft any evolution items the first time I want to use them, but after I re-obtain them once, I'll have access to that item again if I already have it. That pretty much does it for the rules of this challenge, so when we add up the number of regional Johto Pokemon with the total number of unknown variants, it comes out to a total of 127 unique Pokemon that I'll have to catch to complete this challenge. A bit less than the total from the previous living dex, however there are 8 more ultra rare spawns this time around I'll have to tackle, so I think it'll even itself out. I boated up and down the Mangrove River for the better part of a few hours. I saw a couple starter Pokemon during that time, but none I needed. After roughly 2 hours, the first Pokemon of the challenge finally presented itself. I mean, that looks fine, but... There's a Croconaw! There's a Croconaw! There's a Croconaw! Look at that! Everyone! You were here! There's a Croconaw! Does this count? Are we gonna allow this? Let's go! This counts, right? What level are you? 22. W. We're gonna try catching in a Great Ball. Yay! There we go! We got our first Pokemon! Though it's technically not your typical starter option, I'll take it as I don't want to spend any more time searching for my first Pokemon than I need to. With Colin the Croconaw added to my party, we decided to go to a biome where I could hunt my next starter Pokemon, as well as make a decent dent in the Pokedex. This brought me to a Sunflower Plains where Chikorita can spawn. Quickly, I was able to start crossing off new Pokemon for the challenge. I caught a Togepi, an Eevee for either Umbreon or Espeon, a Zubat to evolve into Crobat, before encountering Jumpluff, which could be very useful early on in this challenge as it gets access to Sleep Powder, which will make catching Pokemon much easier. I think this thing might body me here though. Ice Fang? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Ultra Ball on this one. No! Uh-oh. Colin! No! Colin! Oh. You want to be in a blue Pokeball because you're blue? That's all it wanted! Well, I mean... Zubat got some... Oh, that's just horrendous to look at. After barely being able to catch Jumpluff, I caught a Hoppip, which I evolved into a Skiploom right away, a Flaffy, a Mareep, and another Hoppip the following morning to cross up a full evolution line and bring my total to 7 Pokemon. A short while later, I was able to catch myself a Togetic. There's a Togetic! Look it! Togetic! Jumpluff, get in there. Sleep powder. Yay! Togetic! That's another line complete. Because Togekiss is a Gen 4mon. Look at that. We're making progress. Still hopeful for Chikorita in the Sunflower Plains, I was able to add an Igglybuff, another Mareep for evolving, and an Elekid to bring me to 10 Pokemon. Yay, Elekid! Another line complete. That's 3 lines. 4 lines? I don't know. As the sun set, I was able to continue filling holes in my living decks as I caught myself a Miltank, as well as a Marill in the river the next morning. I decided to craft myself a boat and start making my way back to the lab when I ran across yet another Eevee I was able to catch. Oh, another Eevee! Yay! After making my way back to the lab, I ran into a Pichu out by my apricorn farm. Once I had caught the Pichu, I made my way back to my lab and started to sort through all the new Pokemon in my PC. Okay, so the first box, we got Igglybuff down here, I was able to evolve one of my Mareeps into a Flaffy, as well as a Flaffy into an Ampharos to complete the evolution line, as well as to bring my total to 14 Pokemon caught. Yay, look at that! Ampharos and Flaffy. So that would be like this. With my PC organized, Chat and I agreed I should be able to start using my Ultra and Quick Balls, so I pulled them out of storage before heading to the river to catch a Quagsire that had spawned. Afterwards, I crafted a Soothe Bell to give to my Zubat, an item that doubles friendship gain when held by a Pokemon. I only had enough wool to craft one, and since all of Espeon, Umbreon, and Crobat require high friendship to evolve, I decided to just give my Eevees XP shares for the time being. Back out behind the lab, I was able to catch a few more Pokemon. I caught a Centrip, a Teddiursa, and a Furret before battling some wild Pokemon and leveling up Colin enough to evolve into a Feraligatr. Colin! Oh, look at him! Yay! Look at that. Unfortunately, Feraligatr has a notoriously bad level up moveset, so Colin didn't learn any crazy moves upon evolving, but that's something we'll address in a little bit. In the meantime, I was able to catch a Lediba and gather enough wool from a Cottony to craft a Soothe Bell for one of my Eevees to hold, and the last bit from a Jumpluff to craft another one for my final Eevee. I wandered the forest near the lab as the sun began to set, hoping a Cyndaquil would spawn, but I was only able to add a Spinarak to bring my total to 20 Pokemon. In the morning, I decided to spend the day battling wild Pokemon to boost my Zubat and Eevee's friendship levels before heading to the jungle to hunt for 2 of my favorite Johto Pokemon. Okay, we're looking for a Heracross and we're looking for a Scyther. Wait, Apom's Johto, right? I spent a bit of time searching for both Pokemon before catching an Apom to bring me to 21 Pokemon for the challenge. I went back to my lab briefly, where I caught an Azumarill in the river to boost my total by 1 before evolving my Zubat into Golbat. That morning, I returned to the jungle and was able to find a Heracross and a Scyther immediately after, both of which I was able to catch to boost my total by 2. You're gonna get in a Quick Ball, buddy. Boom! Quick Ball it is! Since Scyther evolves using a metal coat and a link cable, I needed to craft or find both of those items in order to evolve it into a Scizor. So after battling a few wild jungle Pokemon, I made my way back to the lab to get started on that. The metal coat requires Honeycomb, which drops from the Vespiquen line, but I recommend you just grab them from a hive if you can, because Combee only drops them 2.5% of the time. While near the river, I also spotted a Yanma that I was able to catch to bring me to 24 Pokemon. I grabbed some clay for crafting a new metal coat for Octavian, my Scyther to hold, and also named my Golbat Alfred. With that, I decided to spend some time flying around the forest as the sun set, looking for other Pokemon I needed, some of which only spawn at night. I was able to catch both the nocturnal Pokemon I was after in Noctowl and a Hoothoot to bring my total to 26 Pokemon before sleeping away the night. The next morning, I decided to craft myself a link cable and evolve Octavian into one of my favorite Pokemon, Scizor. Octavian is now ready to evolve. There we go. Oh, look at that. With Scizor evolved, I can now teach it False Swipe, a move that will greatly aid in catching Pokemon, as it is unable to knock a Pokemon out. I continued searching the forest for Pokemon in hopes of a Cyndaquil spawning, and spent time battling wild Pokemon and leveling up my party and gaining friendship in the meantime. Eventually, I came across a thermal cave buried deep in the hillside, where I was able to encounter a Steelix. Steelix, let's go! We need you! Look at that! Steelix. Get in the ball. Let's go! After catching the Steelix, I left the cave on the back of Alfred and made my way back to the lab to check out my brand new addition. Oh, it's level 50. Oh, I can ride it too? Oh, this is gonna look sick. Wait. He's huge. Let's go! Oh, I can't see. Shoot. Dude, he's huge. What the heck? Once I had checked out Ban's the Steelix and gave him some more desirable moves, I noticed I was running low on quick balls, so I took a minute to craft more before heading back into the forest in the evening. Here I caught a Ledian, a Pineco, as well as a Murkrow before the morning of day 9. Day 259? Yeah, that's way easier. Deal with it. That morning, I was able to catch a Stantler to boost my total to 32 and spend the next bit of time doing my best to raise the friendship of my Pokemon. It was taking longer than expected, even with the Soothe Bells, so my chat suggested I catch new EVs and Friend Balls, a ball that immediately sets a captured Pokemon's friendship to 150. Unfortunately, I didn't have any green apricorns somehow, so I had to hold off for the time being. In the meantime, I kept searching the forest around the lab for a Cyndaquil. In previous challenges, it felt like I'd seen one spawn nearly every half hour, but now that I was looking for one, that just wasn't the case. I did end up finding a Dartrix on the night of day 260, so at least I knew I was getting ultra rare spawns. Oh, a Dartrix, why? Look I feel like we found a Dartrix last time. I spent the rest of the night training and trying to boost my party's friendship until finally the next morning, one of my Pokemon was happy to be part of my team. Right now. Yeah! Alfred! Guys, Alfred! Finally! Yeah, we got Crobat. Woo! With Crobat now added to the party, I would be able to fly around the world faster than I ever have before thanks to its high speed stat. I was also slightly concerned that my EVs weren't getting any closer to evolving, as it felt like they had been stuck between 120 and 130 friendship for a while now. I tried giving them XP candies, but that didn't make much of a difference. While running through the woods, I encountered another wild EV and decided to place it in a boat to catch in a friend ball. I went and found myself a green apricorn sapling, bone mealed it for apricorns before finding a wild Politoed to bring me to 34 Pokemon. Politoed! Look at that, we got a Politoed! Yay! Politoed! Come here. There we go, Politoed! Can I make friend balls and catch this Eevee? Friend ball! With the friend balls, I was able to catch the Eevee, giving it 150 friendship, meaning it was only 10 points away from being able to evolve. I swapped it into my party for one of the other Eevees and gave it a Soothe Bell to hold before heading out to the forest across the river to train it. After switch training the Eevee for the rest of the day, I encountered a wild Slowking on the shoreline. Ooh, there's a Slowking! Look at that! Ooh, look at that! Slowking! I defeated a Whirlipede shortly after to get one of my Eevees the last little bit of friendship it required to be able to evolve. Woo! Umbreon! After evolving Eevee into Umbreon, I continued to train my other Eevee through the night. The next day, I decided since Cyndaquil wasn't spawning, I'd return to the flower forest I passed through earlier to hunt more Pokemon I needed while attempting to raise Eevee's happiness. Shortly after arriving, I was able to catch a Sudowoodo to bring me to 37 Pokemon. I traveled back and forth through the valley, reloading the spawns, until I encountered a Pokemon I was not expecting. It's a command. Oh, there's a Larvitar! Who called it? Someone called it. There's a Larvitar. Who called it? Look at that. Woo! As pumped as I was to catch a Larvitar this early in the challenge, I decided against adding it as a party member in fear of running into a Pupitar or a Tyranitar down the road. I continued searching for Pokemon through the night and raising my second Eevee's friendship. I caught an Ariados I noticed up in a tree and mined into a mountain to catch a Cleffa that appeared on my map. The next morning, something else finally happened. There we go. Eevee! Oh! Into Espeon. I don't want to do it in the rain, so we're gonna wait. Because I'm a sucker for aesthetics, I decided to wait out the rain to evolve my Eevee into Espeon, fittingly under the morning sun to bring me to 41 Pokemon caught for the challenge. Yay, Eevee! I mean, yay, Espeon! With Crobat, Umbreon, and now Espeon all crossed off the list, there was only one friendship Pokemon left for me to worry about. But we won't be tackling that till much later in the challenge. Still around the Sunflower Plains and Floral Valley, I encountered 2 Tyrogue, one to keep and one to hopefully evolve into a Hitmontop later on. I also caught a Girafarig to boost my total once again before spending the next day flying around on Alfred looking for anything I needed. Sadly, I only managed to find more Tyrogue, but luckily one of them had the correct stat line to be able to evolve into a Hitmontop. While sorting through my PC boxes, I realized there was a Pokemon that spawned commonly in the Sunflower Plains I had yet to catch. Okay, well we're gonna do that before this ends. Like, for sure gonna do that. Though Sunkern was the 5th most common spawn in this biome, I had yet to see one at this point. After about 10 or so minutes, I was able to finally find one and catch it to bring my total to 44 Pokemon on day 270 before heading home for a reset. Hey, you? How'd you get there, huh? How'd you get in that boat? It's perfect. It suits you. After placing Sunkern in its designated spot, I took a minute to go over my progress to find I was roughly 1/3 of the way through the challenge. If only I was talking about recording time and not completion percentage. The next Pokemon I would go after I left up to my chat, and after a quick poll, it was decided that I'd be heading to the desert or a Badlands in search of a Skarmory. Following a short flight, I had arrived at a Savannah Badlands where I was able to catch 2 Phanpy, one of which I was able to evolve into a Donphan immediately after to bump my total by 2 Pokemon. Ooh, look at that! Yeah, Donphan. After spending a good chunk of time searching for Skarmory with no luck, I decided to set out in search of a desert biome to hunt it instead, as I somehow had yet to find one in this world. Over under 5 minutes before we find a desert. What do we think? How long does it take to find a desert? I feel like deserts usually spawn on the edge of jungles, so maybe not this jungle, but... I followed the rivers and waterways on the back of Colin through many different biomes with no sight of a desert. I eventually found myself on top of a hill in a cherry biome where I slept till the morning of day 274. Here, I was able to catch a Fortress, and just a bit further down the river, I entered a snowy plains where I caught a Swinub and a Pillow-Swine. Beautiful. Later in the evening, I stumbled into a cave which just so happened to be the home of an Ursaring, which I was able to catch to bring me to 50 Pokemon caught. Upon making my way to the top of a blooming plateau, I encountered a Dunsparce, which I was able to catch to boost my total by 1. Oh, Dunsparce! That's a new Pokemon. We don't have that yet. Look at that. Yay, Dunsparce. Though I had caught 7 Pokemon since departing from the lab, that was almost 6 full in-game days ago, and I had yet to find a desert, which is what I set out to do in the first place. I decided to direct my full focus into locating a desert until finally on the night of day 276, I found one. Waking up in the morning, it was time to actually start my hunt for Skarmory after setting out 7 days ago, and it didn't take long at all. I think it's a rare / check spawn rare? Skarmory, it's a rare spawn. Oh, there's one right there, look at that! There's a Skarmory over here somewhere. I love the way Skarmory looks. Where is it? There it is. Can you, like, you're ruining my shot, Colin. And not only that, you don't learn waterfall or anything. Look at that. Skarmory. Oh yeah, what a beautiful Pokemon. Oh. It only took one quick ball before I was able to catch Skarmory to bring my total to 52 Pokemon. I took a quick moment to sort through my PC and to check out my new armored bird before deciding which Pokemon I would go after next. Alright, well, we found Skarmory. What do we want to find next? What of the pole Pokemon is hardest to find? Well, we haven't found a Cyndaquil or a Chikorita yet. Probably one of the starters considering the spawn buckets. I wouldn't mind returning to the swamp and going for Chikorita again. Larvitar is the next hunt? Sounds good. I returned to the lab to get prepared to set out for another hunt, and quickly took the time to evolve one of the Tyrogues I had caught into a Hitmontop. With Beyblade added to my party, I harvested some apricorns and crafted some Pokeballs before setting off to hunt for another Larvitar. Larvitar spawns in mountain biomes such as the Stony Peaks, so that's where I would search first. On my way there, I came across yet another Johto Pokemon I needed. Oh, Delibird! That's a Johto Pokemon. Hello, Delibird. Delibird is one of the Pokemon that exists. Of all time. Delibird, and it's added to the team. With Delibird caught, I continued moving towards my destination until I arrived during the nighttime. Since I was always finding I was in need of different ores and minerals, I spent the majority of my time waiting for a Larvitar, mining coal, iron, and the occasional emeralds on the surface. I also spent a large chunk of time trading my party Pokemon, as a bunch of the legendaries I'd have to hunt down the road were level 60 or above, so I'd want to ensure my team was ready should I run into any of them accidentally at any point. A handful of days had passed and not a single new Pokemon spawned. Before ending the stream that day, I wanted to get at least one more ultra rare crossed off the list, so I decided to swap biomes once again and made my way to a sunflower plains located a little closer to my lab. Not too long after arriving, we got exactly what we wanted. Chikorita! There's a Chikorita! Look at that! We did it! We got one! Look at that! Yeah! W! Let's go! Year of the Duck! Year of the Duck! Who doubted? Who doubted? With Chikorita captured and added to the total, I quickly made my way back to the lab to check out my new member. Someone in my chat suggested I nickname him Botanist, so I decided I'd go with Mark Watney. Let me know if you get that reference down in the comments. In between streams, I also added a data pack to my game which adds new level up moves to our Pokemon that they could normally learn, making a bunch of my Pokemon much more viable. Mainly Colin my Feraligatr, who was still only rocking with Water Gun. Yeah. With my party's moves sorted out, I decided the next Pokemon I wanted to go after would be a Cyndaquil, seeing as I had caught one of the other two starter lines already, so I set out on Alfred. On my way there, I stopped and gave an XP share to Mark Watney so I could start working on evolving it into Meganium. I flew through the night until arriving in a large forest on day 286 where I could start my hunt for Cyndaquil. I was a bit surprised I hadn't found one yet, as they usually tend to spawn fairly often if you spend enough time in a forest, but this time it was making me work. I spent a handful of days and nights running through the forests and resetting the spawns with no luck. At one point, Slippy, one of the Cobblemon directors, dropped into the stream and named one of our Pokemon. Do you have a preferred Pokemon, Slippy, that you want me to name Vert is better? Slippy. Slippy is no longer allowed to name Pokemon. Whatever. I hate it here. I hate it here, chat. This forest was not working out for me. It rained through the entirety of day 291, making it 7 in-game days since I had last added to my total. Luckily, I had made my way down into a large mantle cave to mine some ores in the evening, where I accidentally bumped into a Pokemon I finally needed. Oh, a Magcargo. Wait a minute. We need that. We don't have that, I don't think. Here, we do not have a Magcargo. Into the fire. Hey, there we go. First Pokemon of the day. With Magcargo captured, I continued on through the caves looking for a Slugma, and was able to catch one as well to bring my total to 57 Pokemon. Slugma, I always forget, is a Johto Pokemon. Always. With 2 new additions to my total, I'm in my way back to the surface on the morning of day 292 to continue searching for my next starter Pokemon. That night, I encountered a Gloom and realized I would need a Blossom to complete the living dex, so I caught one just in case. Boom! The next morning, I decided I would finally evolve Mark Watney from a Chikorita into a Meganium, as Meganium has an insanely low spawn rate, so it's very unlikely I'd run into one later on. Right? I don't think we're finding a wild Meganium. Oh! Look at that! Oh, look at that! Yay! Meganium! Look how pretty! We can ride on Mark Watney. Oh, it's so cute. With Meganium added to my party, I decided I could also take the time to evolve the Gloom I caught into Blossom, as I had found a sunstone while I was in the thermal caves. Oh! So small! Little hula! Look at that. I continued my trudge through the trees until day 293. I had been searching the forest on and off for a Cyndaquil since the start of this challenge back on day 250 and still had seen no sign of one. That evening, as the sun went down, I encountered an ultra rare Pokemon, but once again, it was just a Rowlet. Eventually, I decided to switch biomes once again to the Moonlight Forest, as both Chikorita and Cyndaquil can spawn there. And after less than a day... Guys, there's a Chikorita on my screen. There's a Chikorita. There's a Chikorita. Where are you? Oh! With Mark Watney in the back. Even though I counted the first Chikorita towards the total, I'm counting this one as well, as we just evolved Mark Watney into Meganium without counting it. I'm doing it right this time. No mistakes. Shortly after catching Chikorita, I encountered my favorite Pokemon in Chimchar, so it seemed my ultra rare luck was starting to return. Noticing I was running low on food, however, I decided now would be a good time to make a trip back to the lab to grab more, as well as drop off all the items I had collected in my inventory. Once I had replenished my food stores, I also took the time to make a backpack, as I had totally forgotten I had access to them. I immediately upgraded it to a diamond backpack, so this will help my adventure inventory situation drastically. While I was back, my chat suggested I take the time to explore the ocean quickly, as there were still a handful of ocean Pokemon I needed, such as Mantine, Chinchou, Lantern, Octillery, and Remoraid, the latter of which I was able to catch immediately. Soon after, I also caught a Lantern, as well as a Chinchou, to bring me to 62 Pokemon caught. I also managed to catch a second Remoraid afterwards to evolve into Octillery. Okay, can we just appreciate how stanced up for Alligator is under the water? He looks so cool. What else do we need? We need Corsola. I think that one might be around Reef, or the Warm Ocean. Is Lukewarm Ocean? Oh, there we go. That's so far. Oh, look at that. Octopush. Cute. With Octillery evolved and my 3 most recent entries to my living deck sorted in my PC, I slept through the night and set out for the Warm Ocean on the morning of day 297. After a short flight, I arrived at the Warm Ocean and began my search for Corsola. Within a few minutes, I got another ocean spawn that I totally forgot I needed in Quillfish. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you're... I'm glad you're able to find... Oh, Quillfish. We need that too. Boom. Quillfish. Not too long after catching Quillfish, I was able to find a Corsola to put me just past the halfway mark in this challenge. Oh, Corsola! Hi! Hi! With all the remaining ocean Pokemon caught, except for Mantine and Kingdra, and one other notable omission, but that will be much later on, I decided to try and hunt some remaining ultra rare spawns in the Moonlight Forest again, as all of Larvitar, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil can spawn there. This feels like an unlucky place. This feels like a lucky place. We got a Chikorita here immediately. We've seen Pokemon spawn here, just not what I want. It's like the law of average. It'll even out at some point, and we will get something that I want. So we will take any Chikorita stage that is not a Meganium. If we find a Meganium, I'll scream. Yeah, this next one's on me. Dude, there's no way. There's no way. Like, there's no way. Guys, what did I just say? What did I just say out loud? I said it like 2 minutes ago. Are you kidding me? This is not... That's not Mark Watney. Our Chikorita line would be done. Like, unbelievable. I can't... Like, well, we can keep Mark Watney on the team at least. To be fair, that Meganium spawning was only a 0.33% chance within the 0.2 ultra rare spawn chance, so can you really blame me? Also, this Gibble spawned immediately after, which is another ultra rare spawn in this biome. Cool. The next day, my spawn luck continued. Dude, like, come on. Are we seeing this right now? I guarantee you I will not have this luck. Like, I will not have this luck later on. That makes 2 Chimchar line spawns in the last 4 in-game days in this biome, so that means I'll easily be able to find them once it comes to doing the Sinnoh living dex, right? Right? Also, this happened 4 minutes later. Dude, what is going on? What is going on? Look at this! What is happening? Brendan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the pond. I'm gonna lose my mind. Upon defeating Chestnut, I slept till the morning and realized it was my 300th day in this world. Which is not the most time I've spent in one Cobblemon world, but still, it's a large milestone. And you're not going to believe what happened on day 300. Nothing. Nothing happened. But that's okay, because on day 301... A Larvitar! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god! We got a Larvitar! Wait! Where are you? Oh, we got another Larvitar. We got another Larvitar. Alright. I'm not hitting this thing. Please just catch. Let's go! We got a Larvitar! With Larvitar bringing me to 66 Pokemon in this challenge, that also makes, I believe, 7 ultra rare spawns in this biome over the last 6 in-game days, so I decided to continue searching to see if my luck would continue, and thankfully, the next day, it did. Let's go! Woo! We got a Cyndaquil! There we go! Oh my god, where are you? Where are you? Guys, look at Cyndaquil! There we go! Oh my god, and it's a regular one. Yeah! There he is. Boy! Yeah! We got Cyndaquil! Woo! With Cyndaquil finally added to the living dex total, I wanted to take a break from hunting Pokemon in this forest and come back to it later for another change of pace. I decided I'd head to the Nether for the next few Pokemon I'd want to look for, but before I could do that, I got distracted. I decided to finally work on getting mending on my Pokerod, as I'll need to use it quite a bit later in this challenge. I made my way over to the nearby village, and after not long, I was able to grab mending for my Pokerod, as well as a new Pokemon. The Smeargle, look at that ugly thing. Wait, do I have a Smeargle? I don't have a Smeargle yet. Haha! Look at him. Oh, it's this guy's Smeargle. He's like, oh no, it's his buddy. Yeah, look at that. With Smeargle captured, I returned home and added Cyndaquil to my party to level, as well as name him Blaze for someone in my chat. I also added the mending book to my Pokerod, meaning I'd never have to craft and enchant another one again. With that little side quest out of the way, I could finally make my trip to the Nether. As I mentioned, there were a small handful of Pokemon I needed to catch here, the first of which I was able to find immediately. Hey you. You're kidding me. I caught a Larvitar, I caught a Cyndaquil, and I caught a Smeargle with Quick Balls. But this guy, you gotta be joking. What a joke. Oops. Oh, critical catch, that's right. With Magby out of the way, my next hunt would take me to a warped forest, and like Magby, it took no time at all. There we go, Misdreavus. Light work. Boom, there we go. Misdreavus brought me to 70 Pokemon in the challenge, however the next edition would not be as easy as the last two. Houndour is a rare spawn in the Nether Wastes biome, and I will say this definitely took a lot longer than I expected. While waiting, I spent some time mining quartz for XP, as well as gathering gold nuggets before Houndour finally spawned. Oh, there's a Houndour! I see a Houndour. There it is. Oh, it's so tiny. Look at the thing. It's so small. Look at the little guy. Little tiny dog! Baby puppy dog. Puppy dog. I like it. We need one more. Yeah, I didn't realize Houndour would be this hard to find. I thought that I'd walk into the Nether and just find it immediately. And I'd be like, okay, cool, we got Houndour, guys. We did some Nether catching. I kind of like that it's a little hard to find. Oh, another Houndour. There we go. Where are you? Baby dog. There it is. In front of more Firestones. There we go. We're done. We're done in the Nether, I think. With 2 Houndour caught, I grabbed some Firestones quickly before heading back to the overworld and grabbing one of them from my PC to evolve into Houndour. Oh, look at that. Houndoom. With Houndoom evolved under the moonlight, I returned it to its place in the PC before deciding what my next hunt would be. After a bit of deliberation, I decided I would return to the swamp with my poke rod and attempt to try to fish up a totodile. On the morning of day 305, I made my way over to a mangrove swamp to start the hunt. I removed all the Pokemon from my party so that I wouldn't have to battle every encounter that came up and fished until the evening. Time to fish. I then decided I would head back to my original swamp area where I started the challenge to build a fishing dock. I hopped on the back of Alfred to make my way over there before someone in my chat pointed out I could use lumberries to boost my chances of reeling in a totodile. Every berry provides a different boost when fishing, and lumberries in this case add a 10 times multiplier to Pokemon belonging to the monster egg group, which totodile does. Because of this, I made a quick stop at the lab to grab the required berries necessary to breed a lumberry. Fishing Cobblemon is a lumberry. 10 chance for dragon or monster egg group. I can do that. Here we go. Berry time. What else is new? Frickin' berries, man. See what you guys made me do? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, exactly. Can I just do this to get a lumberry? Or does it need to be grown? I don't understand how any of this works. Did I get the berry? I didn't get it, the berry. Well, I guess we're going into the nether. After running out of bone meal trying for a lumberry, I made another quick side trip, this time to the nether in search of bone blocks. I gathered a pretty large amount while I was here, mostly so I wouldn't have to come back again before returning to the lab to try to get a lumberry. Okay, I don't need more than 45. I'll get... Oh, there's a lumberry right there. Cool, so now we can head over to that swamp. Now, with the lumberry, I made my way back to the swamp where I wanted to build my fishing outpost and started working on growing a small berry patch beside the river. Here goes Berry Boy. What percentage of my Cobblemon career has been this screen? Yeah, at least 52%. Okay. Once I had planted a decent sized lumberry crop, I got started on clearing out an area before building a small, simple fishing dock. Get rid of a bunch of this mud here. We'll go like so. After working on it through the night, the morning meant it was finally time to get back to hunting for totodile using the lumberries. I wasn't sure how effective they would be, but seeing as it boosts both monster and dragon egg group spawns, I think they were definitely working. That's a monster, right? That counts as a monster. Oh, a Goomy! That's kind of neat. I spent the rest of the day fishing until my spot filled up with Gyarados. I harvested what lumberries had grown before jumping in a boat and heading down the river to reset the spawns quickly. Once all of the Pokemon had despawned, I returned to the dock to fish until someone in chat pointed out a Pokemon I had forgotten I needed. Don't I need a normal Wooper? I do need a normal Wooper. Oh, I do need a normal Wooper. Good call. Thank you. There we go, normal Wooper. I almost forgot. With Wooper bringing me to 73 Pokemon, it was also my first Pokemon added to the total in over an hour of fishing, so the berries didn't seem to be helping entirely. I fished all the way through until the afternoon of day 309 when I ran out of lumberries, but something crazy happened. Okay, last cast. Last cast, luck. There's no way! Are you serious? Go! What? Hold on! What the heck? Where are you? Wait, where'd it go? There it is! Look at that! Throw a dive ball. Yeah, we got Croconaw! Look at that! Oh my god! After catching Croconaw, I decided to continue fishing for a little bit to see if I could cross off the final Pokemon needed for the evolution line in Totodile. Once I had reset the spawns, I kept fishing through to day 311 where I caught a Drizzile, followed by a first stage water starter I did not need. Oh, come on, man. A Squirtle? Don't diss the little guy. Listen, I like Squirtle as much as the next person, but I don't like Squirtle now. I've seen so many Squirtle. With my fishing luck having seemingly run its course, I figured I could always come back later on in the challenge and decided that I would head back to the Moonlight Forest once again to finish the stream as I seemed to have good luck there. and I was definitely right to do so. No way, we got a shiny? What is it? Oh, gossip. Oh, I don't care about you. Guys, we got a shiny. Look at that, a shiny, guys. Isn't this awesome? This is so nice. Look at, guys. Look at the shiny. Isn't that a cool shiny, everyone? It's so nice. Anyways, now that distraction's out of the way. Now, some of you may be upset by this, but it is the rule. I just follow it. But the craziest part is, barely 2 minutes later... Oh, guys! Shiny Pineco! Shiny Pineco! Look at the shiny Pineco! We can catch it! We can catch it! Look it! Look it! Shiny... Oh, no, wait a minute. He can explode. I'm not messing with this. It's from Johto. It's a Johto Pokemon. There we go! Let's go! What the heck? I haven't seen a shiny in like 2 or 3 streams, and we just see 2 in like 2 minutes. With 2 shinies appearing within the span of 2 minutes, I figured I would find another ultra-rare Pokemon relatively soon, preferably one I needed, but that sadly was not the case. I went 3 days without running into anything at all and decided to end the stream for the day and return the following day with a different game plan. Like I said yesterday, what we're going to do is probably try to work on knocking off some of the easier Pokemon. I don't know what we want to go for first. I feel like if we go to the Badlands, we can knock off Natu, Xatu, and Gligar. We can work on grabbing Mantine, and then a Deep Sea Scale for Kingdra. But I think Badlands is the way to go right now. I wasted no time and started off on my journey towards the nearest Badlands. Shortly after arriving, I was able to cross my first Pokemon of the day off in Natu to bring me to 75 Pokemon. I then made my way down to a nearby ocean to start my hunt for Kingdra. Someone in my chat suggested I attempt to fish it up with my Pokerod, so I quickly traveled back to my swap outpost to grab my rod before returning to begin fishing. I brought some Lumberries with me to boost my odds of reeling in a Kingdra, since they boost the odds of pulling up Dragon Egg group Pokemon, and I immediately was able to reel in a Skrelp as well as a Gyarados shortly after. I managed to fish up a Seadra, which I was able to catch, followed by the Dragon Scale needed to evolve it a few casts later. I fished up quite a few more Dragon Pokemon until the night set in, and decided I would just evolve Seadra into Kingdra using the scale. I grabbed one of my link cables from storage back at my lab, and went back to the ocean once again to evolve Seadra into Kingdra to bring me to 76 Pokemon caught. Kingdra, here we go. Here we go. Kingdra, yeah. Wait, can I ride on it? Think I can ride on it? Yeah, you can ride on a Kingdra? That's so sick. Look at this. With Henry obtained and Kingdra crossed off the list, there was another Pokemon I wanted to grab while I was in the Badlands. Gligar. However, Gligar only spawns at night, so I'd have to wait a while before I'd be able to hunt for it. For the time being, the next Pokemon that spawned would have to do. There's a Larvitar! There's a Larvitar! Yo! Yo! Guys, we did it! We got the whole Tyranitar line! Let's go! That's crazy! That's crazy! Look at that! Yay! We got Larvitar! Look at that! Well done, Octavian. Well done. With the final Larvitar needed to complete the evolution line caught, I added it to my party to start leveling it for evolving. I flew around the Badlands with Larvitar until the sun had set and began searching for Gligar. Before long, I was able to locate one and catch it to bring me to 77 Pokemon. Yeah, Gligar. The next morning, I was also able to catch a second Natu, which I was able to evolve into a Xatu to boost my total again by 1. My next target during this stream would be Snubbull and Granbull, which had me looking for a village. Once I had arrived in one, it took only a few minutes for one to spawn, and I was able to catch it. Oh, Snubbull, there we go. Right there. I totally forgot that's what it looked like. I was looking for a purple Pokemon. This definitely gets takedown. Oh, critical catch. There we go. Snubbull. Oh, wait, it can evolve. I'm gonna wait for another one to show up, just in case we find a Granbull. With Snubbull caught, I only needed Granbull before I could leave. I battled the wild Rapidash with Colin and was able to get Larvitar the XP needed to evolve into Pupitar. Larvitar, ready to evolve. Here we go. Into Pupitar. Knock Pupitar off the list. Woo! There we go. Look at that. Pupitar. Boom. Now only needing Tyranitar to complete the line, I swapped Pupitar out for another Larvitar and gave that one the EXP share. I started training around the village, still waiting for a Granbull or another Snubbull, and as the night came, I was able to find one. I feel good about my selection now. Oh, another Snubbull. There we go. Knock, Snubbull, and Granbull off the list. Where are you? Come here. Boom, Snubbull. After catching the second Snubbull, I slept through the night before evolving my first one I had caught into Granbull, bringing my total on day 317 to 80 Pokemon. I placed both Snubbull and Granbull in their designated spots in the PC before checking what Pokemon I had remaining. I noticed I had never caught a Sunflora back near the beginning of the challenge and decided I would go get one next. I flew home on Alfred to take my teleporter to the Sunflower Plains where I waited. I was wondering why they took so long to show up, considering they are a 4% chance within the common spawn bucket, but then I realized that was only near actual sunflowers, which makes sense. It took me till the next morning to find a Sunkern, but once I did, I was able to catch it before returning to the lab to grab a Sunstone and evolve it into a Sunflora, bringing me to 81 Pokemon. Sunny boy. Oh my god, Psyduck, he's like, what is going on? Psyduck, you idiot. I'm so sorry for him, guys. Sitting at 81 Pokemon in my living dex, I only needed 19 Pokemon to complete the Johto Pokédex, not including the 25 additional unknown variants. I realized that I hadn't spent much time below ground throughout this challenge, so I went looking for a lush cave in hopes of finding a Shuckle. I was able to find one close to my lab using my map, but it wasn't as open as I had hoped for, so I had to dig a little bit. While attempting to find a larger cave, a Shuckle spawned on my map. Oh, there's a Shuckle! Look at that! Hey! Our boy. Shuckle. Hey, there he is. Look at him. Look at him moving along there. He was shiny. It's Quick Ball. Oh, it'll be perfect. Perfect! With Shuckle added to the total and bringing me to 82 Pokemon, I had nothing else to catch down here, so I left a Waystone and fast traveled home. After sleeping away the night and waking up on day 320, I decided I'd visit another biome I had yet to hunt Pokemon in, the Snowy Plains. Though I'd already caught 80% of the total Johto Pokemon, not including the unknowns, this moment to me signals what I consider to be the 1/3 completion mark of this challenge. All of the remaining Pokemon I had yet to catch would give me trouble in one way or another, which made it feel like I had finished the early stages of these types of challenges, where every Pokemon I saw was a new encounter, and I was now left with the rarest spawns. There are quite a few Pokemon I need that can spawn near this frozen village, including but not limited to Smoochum, Chansey or Blissey, Sneasel just over the hill, as well as the 3 legendary beasts, which can be found all over. However, there's one other Pokemon that I still need that I can create the spawn conditions for in Porygon. Porygon spawns in the vicinity of a PC block, so by creating a small open area filled with PCs, in theory it should have a decent chance at spawning. It was now just a waiting game for something I needed to show up. The next day, Chat and I found a new way to hunt for Pokemon. By flying high enough on a Pokemon and waiting roughly 15 to 30 seconds before descending, the spawns would reset, allowing me to stay in one spot while waiting for Pokemon I needed to spawn. I repeated this process for a while until the sun set on day 322 and decided I should try and find a Sneasel in the cold shrubland right beside the village. Like Gligar earlier, Sneasel only spawns at nighttime, so this is the only time I'd be able to find one. I searched through the entire night and was luckily able to find one right as the sun rose. Oh, Sneasel, thank God. Holy, that took so long. Sneasel, there we go, look at him. Cool, Sneasel. With Sneasel caught and added to the living dex, I could make my way back to the village. I glossed over this a few minutes ago, but all 3 legendary beasts or dogs can also be found here, with Suicune obviously having the highest spawn rate. But just like the legendary birds from the Kanto Living Dex challenge, they can be found anywhere in the overworld. Now, if you saw that video, you'll remember I encountered and caught a Zapdos extremely early on in that challenge, and managed to see more than one of each of the trio throughout the duration of the video. So much so that it got to the point where I was a little annoyed anytime I encountered one. I figured it would be a similar case with the Johto trio during this challenge, but seeing as I'm over 70 days into the video with none showing, I felt that now would be a good time to mention it. There's a Porygon! Look at that! Oh, thank God. We got a Porygon. Porygon, look at you. Yeah. Yo! What do I do? Wait. There's a Raikou. There's a Raikou. Yo! Guys! I can't. I don't have vote. I don't care. I don't care about the Porygon. I do not care about the Porygon. Timeout. Oh my God. Timeout. Oh dear. I don't care about Porygon. I can't boat it. I don't have a boat. Okay. I have no wood. How far? Wait, I'm gonna try to push this thing. Push you this way. I don't want it to despawn. Hold on. I want the Porygon too. Just a second. So here's what I'm gonna do. Boat the Porygon. Time out. You're coming this way. Get in there. There we go. Okay, we're safe. We got both. Oh! He's stanced up. Look at him. Oh my God. Look at him. He's so sick. What level is it? 60. Oh my God. Nope. Don't know why I thought that. Okay. I don't want to hit it. That's the thing. I'm just going to keep throwing balls at it. I don't think it has any recoil moves, but I don't care because... Oh, I thought for a second. Bye, Alfred. It's gonna run my entire team right here. I have to try and false swipe it. I think that's the lowest I'm getting it in health. I don't even have a healing machine with me. Let's go! Oh my God! We just did it! Let's go! Raikou, off the list! Where am I going? Oh no, where am I going? Having barely caught Raikou, I was able to heal up my party and return to catch the Porygon as the sun set before checking out my brand new party member. Oh, look at that! It's so clean. We can ride it. We finally have a fast ride Pokemon. It's so fast! Once I had swapped out some moves, it was back to searching for any of the village spawns I needed. On day 324, I was able to find a Happiny, but since it originates from Generation 4, unlike Chansey, I wouldn't be able to use it to obtain Blissey. I had been searching for a Smoochum as well for over 5 in-game days without seeing one, so when it finally spawned, I was pretty relieved to cross another Pokemon off my list. Oh my God, a Smoochum! Let's go! Oh my God, where is it? There it is. Thank the Lord. We got a Smoochum. Oh my God. We can leave the frozen biome now, right? I think that's what that means. As happy as I was to be leaving, it wouldn't be the last time, as I'll be returning many more times much later on. For now, I returned to the lab to get prepared for my next hunt. I gathered some apricorns and crafted more Pokeballs before setting out in search of a Mantine. Mantine is a submerged uncommon spawn in lukewarm and warm oceans, but it has a minimum Y level requirement of 48, meaning I'd have to stay close enough to the surface for it to spawn. While waiting for one to spawn, I kept training my final Larvitar until it was finally level 55 and ready to evolve into Tyranitar. Larvitar's level 55, let's go! Tyranitar time. Yeah, and then right away. Tyranitar time. Boom, look at him. Yeah. Actually, I think it's a her. After evolving Larvitar into Tyranitar, I realized I hadn't evolved my Porygon into Porygon 2 yet, so I went back to the lab to get that done. I organized my PC before heading into my storage room to craft the required upgrade for Porygon before evolving it. Yay, Porygon 2, there we go. With Porygon 2 evolved, I placed it in my PC and did a bit of organizing and team rearranging before jumping into what would be my next headache of a hunt. And I mean it. To find the next Pokemon I'd want to catch, I'd be heading down deep into the caves once again. Wobbuffet is a Pokemon that supposedly spawns as a rare spawn anywhere in the overworld where there's a skylight level of 7 or less. And since I've only ever seen Wynot spawn underground in mine shafts and massive caverns, that's where I would be searching. Once I arrived deep in the cave system, however, I checked to see if a Wobbuffet could spawn, and to my surprise, it said it couldn't. Okay, let me just check. Pardon? Uh-oh. Does Wobbuffet not spawn? Is that a thing? Maybe it needs a little more, like, space to spawn. I don't know. Uh-oh. I've never seen that before. As I mentioned earlier during the rules, I can't catch any lower stage Pokemon and evolve them if they originate from a later generation. But in this case, I wasn't sure what to do since I couldn't say for sure whether or not it was a possible spawn. That's odd. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I'll have to do. It might be. I mean, I'd really love to not break that rule, but like if it's a necessary rule break, then I mean, I can't do anything about it. Like no matter where I go, it doesn't appear. But then, someone in my chat noticed it was able to spawn in one of the spots I had checked. Wait, what? Oh, wait a minute. Spawns. Where was that? Where was that? Wobbuffet. Oh, this is gonna be so annoying. Okay, Wobbuffet here. Okay, so there's a Mawile over there. I think it's in dark areas. So like if I go up here, Wobbuffet 7. Okay. So it can't be around lava maybe? Wobbuffet 5%. This is going to be annoying. This is going to be an annoying hunt. This might be the worst one. I tried altering the spawn conditions by removing lava and dripstone to see if it helped the rates at all, but it didn't seem to do anything. I also tried different light sources like torches and glowstone, but nothing seemed to change. While I was testing out different strategies, a very unique Pokemon spawned. Yes. 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 Oh, what's this? Why is that not showing as a... Yo, it's a Crystal Onyx! What the heck? Guys! This is a Crystal Onyx! Look at... Oh, come on. Come on. Uh-oh. It's from one of the add-ons. I don't know. I'll have to... Yes! Let's go. Look at... Oh, man. Look at it. Isn't that cool? I don't know how to show the differences here. Regular Onyx? Crystal Onyx. Isn't that sick? I think that's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Crystal Onyx wasn't a Pokemon I considered finding ever, but I'm glad I was able to catch at least one interesting Pokemon as Wobbuffet continued to evade me. At one point, I attempted to cover the lava lake with obsidian to see if the light it emitted negatively impacted its spawn chance, but that wasn't the case. I searched for roughly 2.5 days and had neither a Wynot or a Wobbuffet spawn. I decided I'd spend the next bit of daytime on the surface to hunt for Chansey or Blissey in the village, and it's a good thing I did. There's a Cyndaquil! There's a Cyndaquil! Let's go! Let's go! You gotta be kidding me. Where is it? There you are. Yeah, Cyndaquil. Beautiful. Beautiful. That was worth it. It all works out in the end. Ah. Cyndaquil, there we go. With my second Cyndaquil of the challenge caught, that meant I could now evolve Blaze, my other Cyndaquil, into Quilava without having to worry about doubling up like I did with Meganium. Are you serious right now? Alright, well there it is, we got Quilava. Quilava brought me to 86 Pokemon for the living dex, leaving only 14 to go. If only this next Pokemon I found a minute later still counted. Yo, what is going on? A Charmander? Look at that! What is our luck? While my lucky streak was active, I figured I'd check the forests for my final Cyndaquil and Chikorita I needed to complete each of the lines, while I was waiting for the sun to set before continuing my search for Wobbuffet. I'm gonna go back to the Moonlight biome. And we're gonna look for that last Chikorita. Dude, there's a Rowlet immediately. What is going on? We have found 3 starters in 5 minutes. Where are you? Easiest solution, Pokespawn? That's true. I could just do that. Hey guys, did some catching off camera. Just a PC full of Wobbuffets. It's actually not that hard. I figured it out. I can't show you how I did it, but just trust me, I figured it out. It's pretty picky, it seems. Pretty picky Pokemon. With the sun completely set, I decided to try searching the nearby caves for Wobbuffet this time, having no real idea if I'd be able to find one. I ended up finding my way into an infested cave where Wobbuffet had a spawn rate of slightly above 7% and a little further in. Wobbuffet, 15%. Okay. Okay. Time out. We may have found the strat. Now we're cooking with onions. Because I'm gonna cry. Oh, so why not? There we go. That's something. This is gonna take a long time. We're getting a Wobbuffet today. Okay? Unless, of course, I can't. I searched the caves and caverns for another day until the Pokemon I was after appeared on the map. Guys, oh my god, it's here. There it is. Oh my god. Look at him. Holy. Look at, he's so silly. Oh, he's so silly. Patience? That's a good name. Patience is a good name for a Wobbuffet. After hours of searching, I had finally caught a Wobbuffet to bring my total on day 330 to 89 Pokemon. With it, I was able to finally leave the cave and return to the lab to check the progress on my living dex and organize my PC. And now the only Pokemon missing from this box is going to be unknown. First box, we're just missing the starters. We need 1 more Cyndaquil and 1 more Totodile. This is what the box is looking like, if I fill everything in. We're close, plus all the unknowns. But I think the next thing we're going to do is try to get the last 3 starter Pokemon. With my next goal determined, I started my stream back in the Moonlight Forest yet again to hunt the Chikorita and Cyndaquil lines. I was only able to search until the sunset before it started to rain and I was hit with an idea. All 3 of the legendary beasts have a chance to spawn anywhere in the world, but they also have unique multipliers and diminishers associated with each of them. For example, Entei has a higher chance of spawning in arid biomes as well as when the sun is out, whereas Suicune has a higher chance of spawning near water as well as a higher chance when it is raining. Because of this, I decided I would attempt to find a Suicune while it was snowing back near the frozen village. Depending on where I was on the river, Suicune had anywhere from an 11% chance to spawn here in the snow all the way up to a 32% chance. Of course, it's still an ultra rare spawn, so it won't be an easy find by any means. Eventually, the snow let up and I was forced to return to the forest empty-handed. Still, I was on the hunt for my next starter Pokemon. I searched for a little under 2 days with no rare spawns of any kind before I was finally able to find something I needed. Or was I? Cyndaquil, let's go! We're done with the Cyndaquil line! Oh my god! Look at... Oh no, wait, do you have a bow on your... Turn around. No, it's the wrong one! It's the wrong one! No! Can it evolve into Typhlosion? Can it evolve into regular Typhlosion? It can... Let's go! We're done! There we go! He's so... Look at it. He's so whimsical. Yay! Yay! Okay. It needs to be able to evolve into Typhlosion. Otherwise, it does not count. If you didn't know, you can catch the Hisuian starter Pokemon in Cobblemon, but I wasn't sure whether or not these variants were able to evolve into their standard forms. If this Cyndaquil couldn't evolve into a Johtoian Typhlosion, I'd have to find another. I gave it an XP share to hold and spent a little bit of time training it before it was time to finally find out. Wait. Everyone chill. Everyone chill. That's a regular Typhlosion! That's a regular Typhlosion, baby! That's a regular Typhlosion! There we go! In front of my monstrosity of a lab. Yay! With Quilava evolving into Typhlosion, I was able to complete the Cyndaquil evolution line and bring my total of the challenge on day 334 to 90 Pokemon caught. Only 10 Pokemon remaining. Since I had caught Cyndaquil relatively fast, I decided to keep the search for the final starters going, this time in the swamp looking for Totodile. I wanted to make sure I was stocked up on lumberries, so I took a quick side trip to the nether to grab bone blocks before returning to grow more berries. I spent the next 3 days fishing with no sign of a totodile. I think on the third day, my patience might have reached a breaking point. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Like, come on. What are we doing? Oh man, I'm so silly. I forgot, totally. He's a crocodile. He's an alligator, so he's hanging out under the dock, waiting for me to jump in and bite my toes. Right? Is that how it works? It'll only take a few casts. You gotta lure him out, and then he'll nibble. He'll think it's your feet. He's under there somewhere. I don't know where exactly. It's hard to see because he's, you know, blends in. Are you? I'm gonna cuss. You know what? Get over here. There you go. You're stuck there forever. Do you understand? Hey, you're stuck. Eventually, on day 339, it started to rain, and I decided I'd try to hunt Suicune again. But after one last cast. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is this? What is going on? Why? What is it with this area? There's only second stage Pokemon here. You can't fish up anything else. This dock is cursed. And there's a Froakie over there! With all of that, I returned to the frozen village for the duration of the snowstorm to search for my next legendary beast. The bonus of hunting for Suicune here was I was still in need of a Blissey to complete my living dex, so encountering one or a Chansey even at this point would be welcomed as well. Sadly, the snow eventually cleared up and I was once again left without a new legendary. Because the swamp wasn't treating me well, I chose to switch up my hunt and go for Chikorita next. I flew back to the Sunflower Plains in Cherry Grove where I encountered my first one way back on day 284 in hopes of having similar luck once again. I searched many different biomes over the next full day cycle with no luck. As the sun rose on day 341, my descent into madness continued. A lovely morning here in the Sakura Grove as we await the arrival of the final of the Chikorita line. Either a Chikorita or a Bayleaf will do, as we have already acquired 2 Meganium. That's right, 2 Meganium. It's a lovely morning and hopefully we have the luck that we're looking for today. The cherry blossoms are in bloom and blowing their petals everywhere. Zip, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Chikorita! Woo! Move! Oh my god! Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yay! Look at you. We got it. Last one. Woo! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get me out of here. With Chikorita caught, that meant I was now able to complete my second of 3 starter lines for the living dex, leaving only the Totodile line. While on my way back home, I decided to stop by a warm ocean and attempt to finally catch the Mantine that had evaded me a little while back. I spent another day searching for this Pokemon near the surface of the water. I eventually started trying to fish for it until I finally pulled one on day 342. Oh, there we go! Oh my god, finally. Holy. There we go. Oh my. Mantine, look at you. Look, he's so silly. Look at him. He's so silly. Yay, we got Mantine. Catching Mantine brought my total to 91 Pokemon, as well as that much closer to completing the challenge. I made my way back to land and found my way to a nearby village to start what I believe would end up being the longest non-legendary hunt of this challenge. Blissey. Or Chansey. Either would be fine. Both Pokemon spawn near villages, and since I can't catch a Happiny as it originates from Sinnoh, I'd have to hunt for one of the two. Seeing as I already had caught a Chansey for the Kanto Living Dex challenge, I knew I could do it again, I just wasn't prepared for the length of time it would actually take to hunt. Seeing as Chansey has a negative multiplier of times 0.25 during the nighttime, it would explain why I didn't have any luck after the sun went down, but I persisted nonetheless. While I was waiting, I realized I never evolved my extra Chikorita into Bayleaf, so I did that quickly to bring me to 92 Pokemon caught. I spent time in numerous villages over the course of the next stretch of days in the game and had no luck. I even traveled to the Snowy Village to dual hunt for Suicune, but of course I had no luck there as well. Even through snowstorms, this stretch of days was extremely difficult to get through. It was so tedious and uneventful, I had to hunt off stream, and even then nothing happened. Since this stretch of days was so uneventful, I feel like now would be a good time to quickly mention this. I finally launched a community Discord. I've had a ton of comments over the last few months asking about it, so I finally made one. It's definitely something I'm not entirely finished setting up, but it's now open to anyone who would like to join. I'll be posting my videos, live streams, and other links, including mod pack updates and tons of other different things in there, so if any of that interests you, feel free to join. I'll make sure to leave a link to join as well as a link to my mod pack page if you want to check that out in the description as well as in the comments. Flashing forward a few hours more into the hunt, it had now been approximately 6 or 7 hours of strictly searching for Chansey or Blissey in between streams with no success, and it was now day 360. 10 days past the 100-day mark of the challenge. I filled my time waiting by training my main party Pokemon, knowing I'd have to battle much stronger legendary Pokemon in not too much time, so ensuring they would be strong enough to hang in during those battles was important. Believe it or not, another entire in-game week passed and I had nothing to show for my time. On day 367, it started to rain, which meant it was once again time for me to try my luck in the frozen village. I continued battling stronger wild Pokemon while reloading the spawns, but by the time the snow let up, there was no sign of a Chansey or Suicune. Eventually, I returned to the village near my lab to continue my search. Oh my god! 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 What the heck? I'm streaming in like 5 minutes. Do I have a boat? Ha! I have a boat. Where's my mic? Oh my god. I'm gonna put this thing in a boat. Where are you? Come here. Come here. There we go. Oh, baby. Oh my god. That took so long. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? Day 368. I've been searching for this, like, off stream forever. We're gonna catch this on stream. We're catching this guy on stream in about, what is it? About 8 minutes. That's hilarious. All right, well, I'm gonna cut to when we're live in stream real quick, and I'll see you guys then. Of course, my chat thought I was messing with them when I started my stream, saying it was a Ditto, but upon catching the Chansey, we were all hyped to be moving on from this nightmare of a hunt, as it meant I only had one Pokemon to catch before we entered the final stretch of the challenge. With only 7 total Pokemon remaining, I returned to the lab and slept through the night and traveled to my fishing outpost to commence my final non-legendary hunt of the challenge, and fittingly, the first Pokemon I hunted at the beginning of the video and never caught. Totodile. No! Squirtle, why? This was going to be annoying. In the chaos of catching Chansey, I had almost totally forgotten I still had to evolve it into a Blissey for it to count. I made my way back to the lab to quickly grab some berries to mutate to grow Kelpsie Berry, a berry that raises friendship by 10 stages each time it is consumed. Luckily, I had all the necessary berries needed for breeding it and was able to get into it right away. I crossed a Persim and a Chesto to make a Wiki Berry. I crossed that with a Bluckberry for a Cornberry, and again crossed that with a Rindo Berry to finally get a Kelpsie Berry. With them, I was able to quickly max out Chansey's friendship, and on the morning of day 371, finally crossed Blissey off the list. In the morning sun, evolve into Blissey, my friend. Oh, no cry for Blissey. Okay, that's fine. Yay! I'll never have to hunt a Chansey again. Thank God. And I believe Blissey goes right there. Yep, that's where it goes. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got Blissey. Back to fishing. As good as I was feeling, I still had to find a Pokemon that had evaded me from day 1 of the challenge. I started the challenge looking for a Totodile and ended up finding a Croconaw. Even later on in the challenge, I fished up a second Croconaw, so I was still gunning for my first stage Johto water starter. I need a Totodile. It's the only thing we have left, and then we have to go to the end. The vibes are so good right now because I don't have to go after that stupid Blissey. I can't tell you how good that feels. I feel so good. I spent time fishing in different holes up and down the river once the spawns filled up in one area and continued the pattern throughout each passing day. But of course, the game still had to taunt me. Ah! Why? I'm gonna be sick. I don't have a boat to put it in. We're just going over here. We're just gonna ignore that completely. It never ends. Though that fishing spot had done irreversible damage to my psyche, I felt a strange urge to return to it. That the torture was a test to see if I was worthy. And I guess I passed. Oh, there we go! go! Oh my god! There we go! Look at him! There he is! Look at him! Look at Totodile! Yeah! There we go! We got Totodile, baby! We got Totodile! Oh my god, finally, after how long? Oh, he's so cute. Look at that. Finally. The thumbnail starter. Ah. The thumbnail starter we finally catch after, what, 125 days? Let's go. With Totodile finally caught on day 374, I was able to organize my PC so that the only empty spaces were reserved for the missing legendaries, Unknown, and Celebi. Since Unknown was the only remaining non-legendary and mythical Pokemon, it would be my next target. Rather, they would be. Seeing as there are 28 unique variations of Unknown, one for each letter of the alphabet, plus exclamation and question, I'd have to find and catch quite a few. However, the only place they can spawn is a place I haven't been to yet in this world. The End. In order to find the stronghold, I would need Eyes of Ender, but I'd only collected 7 Ender Pearls to this point, so I was going to have to obtain a few more. Ender Pearls drop from a variety of different Pokemon, such as Abra, Ralts, Beldum, and Elgyem, all of which are relatively rare spawns. However, another more common Pokemon also drops them, Sigilyph. Sigilyph spawns commonly around desert pyramids, so that was my next destination. The only problem was I hadn't seen one yet. I scoured the desert for an entire day cycle with no luck, until the second night I was out searching, I finally found one on the edge of a lush desert. Right away I was able to encounter a handful of Sigilyph, but sadly none of them dropped any Ender Pearls. It wasn't until the 4th one I defeated when I finally was able to get one. The next morning I was able to defeat another one, which dropped a Pearl to give me a total of 9. I had no luck through the next day and decided to head back to the lab and just try my luck with the 9 that I already had. With them, I crafted 9 Eyes of Ender and started my search for a stronghold. By some insane miracle, I managed to locate the nearest stronghold without a single eye breaking, and also found an extra Ender Pearl in a chest in the stronghold, which was massive because I needed 10 eyes to activate the portal. After igniting the portal, I noticed a couple Unknown had spawned on my map, so I decided I would attempt to cross them off the list in my living dex before ending my stream for the day. Yes, and I'm gonna go actually catch one of these guys right now, potentially? I don't know. Just gonna dig around, hopefully catch one, just so I can put it in the box, you know? Oh, it's a Y! Look at that! We got an Unknown, guys. Okay, they're easy to catch, which is nice. We got one Unknown. After catching the Unknown Y, I also managed to find and catch an S, as well as a Q, before ending the stream for the day. That night, I hopped back on to do some off-stream inventory and storage sorting when I noticed the weather changed. Thinking I could maybe find a Suicune while it was snowing near the frozen village, I made my way over to a large frozen pond and began resetting spawns. When this happened. Off-stream and unprepared, I had no choice but to try and catch it. I don't know what to do. It's snowing. This is ridiculous. Why does this keep happening? We're never gonna get it. And again, it's off stream. Okay. I need to catch this thing. Okay, let's just get into battle with it. Oh man. Okay. We're here. This is ridiculous. I figured this was gonna be the last one, and of course, I believe it's, look, it is a, what is it here? 0.87% chance of spawning. Like, that is insane. Oh my god, I can't even... Okay, didn't think that was gonna work. It will probably live in Ancient Power from Mark Watney, right? I'm gonna go for Ancient Power. That's fine. We'll go for another one. Hopefully we don't get a boost. I'm kind of scared to knock it out, so I'm just gonna start throwing Ultra Balls. Because I don't wanna even come close. That was, okay, well. Oh, I thought that was it. I'm gonna go into Raging. There we go. Swagger, that's fine. Look at this. This standoff. No, 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 wait. No. Time out. No. Actually, I don't want to be in with Raging because he has pressure. I gotta switch out. Colin, that was stupid. That was really stupid. Swagger, that's fine. We're just gonna keep throwing Pokeballs. Please, come on! Dude, this isn't good. This is not good. This is not good. That's really not good. Oh man, I'm gonna go for a false swipe. Okay, it's definitely lower. That's as low as I'm gonna risk going. I don't know how much struggle does. Very bad. Yes, okay. Come on. Please. No, not good. This is the one. Has to be it. Okay. Yeah, we have to run. In order to prevent Entei from running out of PP and struggling to death, I was forced to attempt to flee from the battle and restart. No way! No way! Oh, that is really annoying. That is the first Pokemon, I believe, that I have failed. Oh my god, it was 0.87% too. It was so rare. Like, I should have just, oh. Okay, well, I don't know if I'm gonna get that back before the next stream, but that will be a fun little story for sure. And indeed it was. I attempted to find another Entei before my next stream by AFKing in the desert, but was unsuccessful. I had posted a screenshot of the Entei in the Discord right when I encountered it, so I was forced to tell my chat what I had done at the beginning of my next stream. Congrats on the Entei, thank you. About that Entei. Once I had explained the Entei situation to my chat, it was time to refocus all my attention on the End Dragon. In order to have a good chance at surviving, I needed to do something I had never done in this world, and quite frankly, never really done in any of my Cobblemon challenges before. I had to craft armor. I also had to replenish a good chunk of my Ultra Balls as I had gone through a ton trying to catch Entei. I also forged a bow with power and infinity using a couple enchanted bows I had gathered during my time playing. With all of that done, I returned to the stronghold where I was able to catch an unknown exclamation mark before taking the plunge into the end dimension. There it is. Alright, well, now we get to do the fun part. See how easy everything is with Pokemon? Okay, here we go. That hurt. Oh! Oh! Don't come after me. Here we go. Oh, no! Alfred! Don't die. Please. Oh my god. I haven't fought the dragon in so long. Ow, Alfred, no! Don't hit Alfred. Please. Oh, shoot. Alfred, no! Retreat, Alfred. Oh! Trying to hit me with a Draco Meteor. God. Oh! Oh, no, Alfred, please. Alfred, get back in your ball. Get back in your ball. It's okay. Come on. All my Pokemon. We're gonna do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come here, Alfred. Oh my god, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. No, Alfred, look out. You've taken too much damage. Oh, Octavian's trying to get in there. Get after him, Octavian. Oh my god. One more? Two more? Three more? Two more. Last one! Oh, wait, is that it? What just broke? No! Oh, we got him! There we go! Woo! Oh my god. Look at that. Look at all the XP. And look at all the unknown and the Elgium. With the dragon defeated and the egg collected, it was time to get catching. I had 28 unknown variants I needed, so I got right into it. Once I had caught my final unknown, I arranged them in alphabetical order in their own separate PC box, crossing off another task I had set out for myself at the beginning of this challenge, bringing me one step closer to finishing the Johto living dex. Once I had returned to the overworld, it was time to set my sights on much more powerful Pokemon. Upon returning to the lab, however, I saw it was raining and figured I'd attempt to get started crossing off one of the remaining legendaries right away. I traveled to the snowy village and searched the frozen village and nearby rivers all night until the skies cleared up the next morning with no sign of Suicune. Since I no longer had an increased chance of encountering the legendary beast, I decided I would now divert my attention to one of the two main legends of the region, Lugia. Lugia spawns at the bottom of the ocean near ocean monuments, meaning I would have to prepare to battle it underwater. Though Colin would provide me with a water-breathing potion effect, if he gets knocked out during battle, the effect will no longer apply, so I decided to bring some water-breathing potions I had found in shipwrecks with me. I also needed to ensure my team was capable of hanging with Lugia, who would be level 70, the highest level of any Pokemon I had faced yet in a Living Dex challenge. I decided I would bring Lantern as my lead Pokemon as it gets access to Thunder Wave and named him Kim Mitchell. There's your niche reference for the video, let me know in the comments if you get that one. I also added Slowqueen to my party as I felt its higher special defense and resistance to water and psychic, both of Lugia's types, would prove beneficial. I felt Mark Watney would probably get demolished by Aeroblast, so I figured I'd have him sit this one out in favor of Blissey, who has insanely high HP and great special defense. With these changes made to my party, my team was ready, though they were a little underleveled. Because of this, I decided I would spend a bit of my time training them up for the fight ahead, and since the majority of them were water type, I made my way to the desert, where Ho-Oh decided to resurrect the fallen and bless me with eternal happiness. No XP share on Scizor? No, because Scizor is already level 70 almost. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. Oh my god! 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 What did I say? What did I say? Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, wait. I need a team. I need a team. I need a team. I need a team. I'm not botching this time. Come here. Come here. Okay. I searched for this thing so long this morning. Oh no, did I bring Lantern? I didn't bring Lantern. It's got, okay, whatever. There's no freaking way, man! There's no way! Oh my god! I threw 40 Ultra Balls! I threw 40 Ultra Balls! Oh my god! Oh my god! Having been able to redeem myself from my previous Entei encounter was a blessing. These legendary beasts were no easy Pokemon to locate, so finding another one so soon after failing the last was fantastic. Entei brought me to 96 Pokemon for the Living Dex, meaning I only had 4 remaining. Still needing to train up my party for the next battle, I spent time battling in the desert as well as a good chunk of time in the Nether and Frozen Village before I was comfortable setting out to look for Lugia. I returned to the lab and began setting up my team for the upcoming fight. I gave Kim Mitchell a focus sash to hold to guarantee I could get one Thunder Wave off, as well as Eerie Impulse to hopefully lower Lugia's special attack as much as possible. I gave Octavian a Choice Band, seeing as the only thing he's ever going to use is False Swipe, as well as gave Blissey a Light Clay since I have it running Light Screen to help the longevity of my team. I also took the time to craft an Assault Vest to give to Henry, who will sub in for Alfred to boost his special defense as well. With my team ready, I enchanted a Diamond Sword, knowing I'd probably have to fight a few drowned while waiting for the Lord of the Sea to spawn before finally setting off. Following a short trip south from the lab, I found an ocean monument, and after setting up a small base of operations, I dove to the ocean floor to commence my next hunt of the challenge. There are drowned. I do not see a Lugia. Oh, there are Guardians too. Yep, there it is. Okay, that's fine. Once I had reached the deepest part of the monument, I armored up and began taking on any drowned in the vicinity. Before long, Lugia appeared. Oh! Guys! Oh my god! Guys! Here we go. Okay. Oh my god, look at it. Guys, look how sick it looks. Oh my god, I'm so hyped. Let's go. Okay, we cannot forget the strat here. I'm gonna go for the Thunder Wave right now. Aeroblast, we live that, right? Oh my god, you're so fat. Thunder Wave? We missed. Okay. Thunder Wave again. Hey! Thunder Wave is hit. And all of his little guys are coming after me. Okay. Now we go for Eerie Impulse. It's still faster? Oh my god. There's so many of them. Okay, there we go. We're good. I think we just go for another Eerie Impulse if we can. Holy guys, this is awesome. Now I think we just go for a Discharge. Okay, doesn't do that much. That's fine. I'm gonna go for a Dive Ball now. Okay. Oh my god. Guys, I'm so hyped for this. Oh, I thought that was it. Let's go! We caught Lugia! Oh my god. Get my armor off. We caught Lugia. Let's go. Oh my god. Let's go. I'm so hyped. That is so sick. With Lugia captured, I had successfully caught 97 Pokemon from the Johto region, leaving only Suicune, Ho-Oh, and Celebi. I returned to the surface and immediately went to check out my brand new legendary, and boy did it look amazing. I was able to fly around on Lugia, which looked so cool, but I didn't have any more time to waste. The remaining hunts were going to be incredibly difficult, and I knew it. I made my way back to the lab and slept until the morning of day 397. Chat and I decided that I should go after Ho-Oh next, which would prove to be a far more difficult challenge than Lugia. Ho-Oh spawns in plains and floral biomes during the daytime, which means it shares a spawn bucket with countless other Pokemon. I ended up searching in the plains biome just west of the lab, and after one day, I of course wasn't able to find it. That evening, it started to rain again. Uh-oh, it's raining. You guys know what that means. Here we go. I decided that while I would primarily hunt for Ho-Oh, if it started raining or snowing at any point, I would turn my attention to hunt for Suicune until it stopped. I searched for it through the night, and like my previous attempts, came up empty-handed when the snow cleared on day 398. After sleeping through the next night, I returned to the plains to continue my search for Ho-Oh. I eventually found my way to an area that had a meadow intersecting with the plains I was searching in, and decided to hang out there for the time being. Every day I searched until the sun set, and in the process made it to my 400th day in the world. This hunt went on for a very long time, so while it happens in the background, I'd like to take a moment and continue the trend I started in my Kanto living decks and just talk directly to you all quickly. I want to quickly thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. August 31st marked the 1-year anniversary of this channel, and I genuinely cannot believe how much we've grown in that time. I'm forever grateful to anyone who has watched, liked, commented, or even subscribed in the first year, and to anyone who finds this channel going forward. If I can ask one thing from all of you watching right now, if you enjoyed the video to this point, please consider dropping a like and leaving a comment before you leave. It'll take no more than 20 seconds, and it just tells the algorithm to push my content out to more people that haven't found me yet. Also, consider subscribing. We hit 20,000 subscribers in our first year, and I'm hoping to triple that number next year, so if you like the content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. You can always change your mind later. With all that being said, thank you all again. Let's get back into the video. It was now day 402, and with no Ho-Oh spawn, I decided to end the stream for the day. Waking up on day 403, I knew I wanted to build something Johto themed before the challenge was over, and after ending the stream, I decided to get ready to go mining and resource gathering so I wouldn't have to do so in a future stream. And of course, while in my storage room emptying my inventory to go do so, I made sure to not run too far away while trying to safely get out of my basement, as it was just on the edge of my map. I was so unprepared for this, I didn't even realize my mic wasn't on as I tried to get the Suicune to fit in a minecart, but ultimately could not. My mic isn't even on. Like, I'm not ready for this. I can't get in a boat. It's not raining. My mic isn't even near my face. I'm sitting here thinking, trying to put it in a boat. Or in a minecart. I got on to get materials ahead of time so I can build my tower, and I couldn't even get ready. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Do I just leave my game on till then? No, I can't. My computer's gonna blow up. I literally started recording like 5 minutes before I was getting my inventory ready to go mining. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit of a harder battle, it looks like. Well, time to start throwing Pokeballs. Like, whatever. Okay, I was gonna say, it's gonna be that easy to catch? Okay, nope. No! No, come on! Oh, come on! We're getting to the point now where I'm kind of running out of Pokeballs. Please. No, why? 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 Why do you refuse? Dog, get in the ball. Get in the ball. I'm not messing around, bro. I'm not messing around. No, come on. Come on. Come on. No. Like, kill me. You need to kill me. You need to kill me. You need to kill me. I need you to kill me. We're bringing this battle over here. We're bringing this battle over here. You're coming over here. I can't do this again. I can't do this. Nope. Anytime the Pokeball hops, it's getting out. Okay. Hold on. I need to think. Give me a sec. You've got to come down, and I need to make slabs for you. I need you to get up here. I need you inside the house. Inside the house. Can you fit through there? Get in there. You're not despawning, man. Like, I'm not doing this again. Okay? We're doing this the right way. We are doing this the right way. He's about to just smoke. Hold on. Thank God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Alfred! I don't... not a big deal. I knew we had that. Wasn't even nervous. 2 more Pokemon left. With a third and final legendary beast caught and secured, Suicune brought my total to 98 Pokemon, leaving only Ho-Oh and Celebi to catch. As I said before Suicune appeared, I wanted to grab enough materials for the build I had in mind before my next stream, so I still made sure to do that. I spent the next 5 in-game days chopping down multiple inventories worth of trees and collecting terracotta from the Badlands until I felt I had enough for what I wanted to do. At the beginning of the next stream, I jumped right back into searching for Ho-Oh. This stream ended up going on way longer than I originally intended. When it came to streaming this challenge, I typically kept each stream between 4 to 5 hours in runtime, sometimes getting as low as 3 depending on how much I accomplished. This stream lasted 10 hours. Yeah, I genuinely don't even know if I can convey how tedious these last 2 hunts were. As I mentioned, Ho-Oh spawns in plains and floral biomes, so I spent the majority of my time moving between different biomes during the daylight hours. Celebi, on the other hand, spawns in forest biomes, but only at night. This in theory worked in my favor, as it meant I could search the fields and meadows during the day for Ho-Oh, and once the sun went down, turn my search to the forest. Unfortunately, this did nothing to speed up the process. I began to doubt my methods, thinking that there had to be something I was doing wrong, or maybe there were additional spawn conditions I was unaware of. Upon double checking, however, I confirmed that that wasn't the case. Jumping forward to the night of day 421, the weight was starting to get to me. What about this little altar over here? There's a little altar right here. Maybe this is Celebi's shrine. Like, what if I... That's my GS ball. I just put my GS ball in there. Okay, give it. I need it to catch. What are you looking at? This was definitely now the worst hunt of the challenge, beating the weight for Chansey and Blissey by an exponential amount. It got to the point where I thought maybe adding all 3 of the legendary beasts to my party could coax Ho-Oh out of hiding. It didn't work. Celebi was no better, as I went night after night without spotting one either. This lack of success persisted into hour 5 of the stream. It was now day 436 and it had started raining. I decided to take the time to relocate my hunt to an area that had a meadow and flower forest in close proximity to one another. I flew across the ocean in the rain on the back of my water and psychic type Lugia until I reached my destination. I slept the rain away and continued my search for Ho-Oh again in the morning under a rainbow, which I took as a good omen. I didn't find a Ho-Oh right away, but my luck was definitely turning. Dude, there's a shiny Araquanid? Or is that a Dewpider? It's a Dewpider. My luck didn't end here, because only 3 minutes later... Dude, there's no freaking way. Look at this. There's a shiny Wingull. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, this is a fair fight. Yo, someone make the meme. There's a Chikorita, like... With 3 very rare spawns within the span of 10 minutes, I knew it was only a matter of time until the dam broke. As the sun set on the meadow, I set down my bed and slept through till morning. Guys! Yo, wait! Oh my god! Oh, there he is! Oh my god! There's no way! Let's go! Let's go! Look at him! And then there was one. Wait, I haven't caught it yet. Okay, fair enough. Oh, that was a crit. Yep, okay. Oh my. Sacred Fire. Octavian comes in and false swipes. Huge. I'm gonna throw a ball. Oh my god. Okay, this isn't good. Ah! What? We might be in trouble, guys. Okay, I'm a little worried. Let's go! Oh boy. Oh boy, my gold pants. My gold pants. Let's go. You were all here. You were all here. You saw it through. We got one more. We got one more Pokemon. One more Pokemon. We're doing it tonight. We are doing it tonight. I swear to God, we are doing it tonight. I cannot believe this right now. Oh my God. Catching Ho-Oh brought me to 99 Pokemon. 126 counting the unknown variants, and after 188 days, within one Pokemon of completing my Johto Living Dex challenge. And of course, it was the only mythical Pokemon of the region remaining. My hunt for Celebi would take me into this flower forest at nighttime. If you've played Minecraft before, you'll know the day cycle is approximately 20 minutes long, 10 for the daytime, and roughly 8.5 for night. Normally, you can only sleep through the night, and not the other way around, but luckily we had a fix. I was using the Comforts mod, a mod that adds hammocks and sleeping bags that allow you to sleep through the day and skip right to the nighttime, meaning I wouldn't have to wait 10 minutes for night again every time the sun rose. Shout out to Mechanized Matt in my Twitch chat for recommending it. This made the search for Celebi far more palatable, though it still took a bit longer than I had hoped. Still, there were positives to waiting. Brother, like, you gotta be joking. Like, are you for real right now? Great. The shiny Caterpie was a welcome surprise, but I was still only going to be satisfied once I completed my goal. The majority of my final streams were spent on the back of Lugia, ascending to reload spawns, and descending 30 seconds later to see if it worked. It didn't, by the way. Eventually, day 450 rolled around, and nothing happened. But on day 455, still nothing happened. It was now day 462, and I decided something had to be done. I started constructing a shrine in honor of Celebi, like the one in Ilex Forest from the games, hoping it would make Celebi want to show up. And you are not going to believe what happened. Ah! It's here! We did it! Wait! We built the shrine and it showed up! Look it! Yo, where is it? Celebi, it's so small! It's so small! Oh my God! Oh my God! Look at it! It's so small! What are you doing? You're ruining the shot. Just hang out there, thank you. It happened. I'm gonna quick ball it. Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna quick ball it. Nope. Oh! Let's go! Let's go! It's over! We did it! It's done! We caught Celebi! Every single one! Every single Johto Pokemon! Let's go! We did it, guys! We did it! With Celebi finally caught, I could finally complete the finished Johto Living Dex in my PC. Oh my God! Let me put Blissey back. Wait. Scizor goes there. What goes down there? Steelix goes there. Lantern. It doesn't... Look at its little face in the corner! Oh my God! There we go! Look at it! Oh, it's so cute. We did it, finally. With that, the Johto Living Dex was complete. I had captured all 100 Johto Pokemon and 27 additional unknown variants for a grand total of 127 Pokemon caught to complete the challenge. However, this video isn't quite finished. What did you do, huh? What did you do for the last 200 days, huh? Did you just sit there? As I mentioned, I wanted to add a build to the world that I felt fit the Johto theme. I also wanted this build to be a place where I can showcase some of the Johto Pokemon we caught along the way, and figured nothing would fit more perfectly than the Burn Tower from Ecruteak City. If you didn't know, the Burn Tower, formerly known as the Brass Tower, was the former home of Lugia. When it burned down, Lugia fled to the Whirl Islands, where 3 Pokemon were trapped and sadly perished. After the fire, the 3 Pokemon were then revived by Ho-Oh as they became the 3 legendary beasts, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. I wanted to build Burn Tower as a place where my legendaries can roam using the pasture block with Ho-Oh perched on the top. I started this build during my stream, and once I ended it, continued building afterwards. The reference I used to build this was a pretty cool art piece I saw on Twitter, created by Mitch Spitch, showcasing all of the dogs facing off against one another while the tower burns in the background. It's actually the piece that inspired me to build this in the first place. Eventually, I needed to come up with a way to do the roof, and decided I would use deep slate tiles, and black stone for any charred areas. Once I had the majority of the roof shaped out, it was time to set it on fire. Or at least make it look like it was burning. With the roof ablaze, I can now add some final details to the tower before placing a pasture block for the legendary Pokemon that will watch over the land. Afterwards, it was time to build a place for the legendary beasts to stay. I finished the floor on the inside with a Pokeball pattern in the middle and hid a pasture block in the back before allowing the trio to roam freely. With my burned tower build complete, that brings us to the end of the Johto Living Dex challenge and the end of this video. This challenge was so much fun, and I hope you all had as much fun watching. If you want to see the Hoenn Living Dex challenge, please make sure you let me know by smashing that like button and by leaving a comment down below. Make sure to follow me on Twitch and join my community Discord if you want to be notified next time I go live. With all that said and done, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.